Hey, Jimmy Jams. Hi, Geminis. If you're new here, welcome. I am Sunshine, and this is Sunshine Tarot. I'm going to do a general reading for Geminis. We had started earlier, but we had some problems here. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I'm going to get right into it. This is not going to resonate with every Gemini there. Here, if it doesn't, then try your moon sign and rising. And if it does, try your moon sign and rising. And also, look at your boyfriend's or your girlfriend's sun, moon, or rising as well, okay? Because it will give you a comprehensive understanding of what is going on, okay? Also, if you want a reading, I don't see the chat. I don't see anybody in the chat. If you guys are here, I didn't press the chat, did I? I didn't press the chat. Hey, can you send me a chat? Has somebody sent? Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. All right, all right. All right, you guys are here. Welcome back. So yeah, if you want a reading, I have a Google number where I receive the text, and you can text me at 470-835-7099, and we can do a reading on the spot. Okay, sometimes. All right. All right. So yeah, I see that there is a younger person. Hi, everybody. That likes you, and I kind of want to tell you why. Now, Geminis, if you don't have a younger person, this could be somebody who's coming in your life, or this could be how they really feel, and they have not said anything. So either you're doing this, and this is why they love you, or this is what would make them fall in love. Okay, this could have already happened. It will happen. You already know this. Okay, what we were talking about is thoughtfulness. Because as I looked at this spread, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Moon reverse. This is a Page of Cups. This is really what's making me feel the thoughtfulness thing, okay, and the needs. Then we have the Nine of Coins, the Two of Coins, and the Eight of Coins, right? So I feel like your person has really been with a lot of selfish people that really didn't consider men's needs, that men have needs too. I don't know about you, but a lot of women have been socialized to believe that it's all about them. It's about what they need, what they want, and it's a man's job to just take care of her, right? And men feel like, well, okay, so you don't care anything about my needs, but you want a commitment from me. Okay, you don't know what it is that it takes. See, a lot of times we love people, right? In the way that if we were dating ourselves, this is how we would feel love, Like I know there's some women who will cook and clean, and then they feel like, well, damn, I'm cooking and cleaning, and you don't really seem like you appreciate it, because that may not be his need. That may be how you feel needed, right? And so, like, a lot of times people are dating themselves, and they don't really know who their partner is and what their partner's needs are. So this is something that your person feels like you're different, that you do consider their needs, and you are not like younger women who is just all about themselves and their bag, and TikTok and views. It's like you really care, or this is what they need, or this is what they're looking for and can't articulate. Like, you really care. I mean, like, one of the questions I heard someone ask is, when you were younger and you used to fantasize about love and romance, what were those fantasies? Like, what was that woman doing for you? Or vice versa, what was that man doing for you, that in your childhood, or whatever, you see a loving ever after thing? And they'll tell you, like, maybe this person is near, they come home a lot, they're close to you, and I know we all heard of love languages, but a lot of times we listen, we find out their love language, and we know for about 2 minutes, and then we go back into loving them in our language. So I feel like there is a young person who feels like you're different. Like you are teaching them things that they had not known before, like men have needs. And I feel like they are looking to you as someone that can be the woman. Super chat is open, by the way. You guys can give a financial donation. That would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, they feel like either you are different than other women, like you're recognizing that men have needs. And it looks like because Gemini, you guys have such great communication skills, it looks like this person would be very willing and open to tell you what their needs are. Now, that is if you're dealing with someone who can communicate, but pretty much people like talking about themselves. And it looks like either you have already asked or don't assume that you know, though, because I definitely have been loved by someone who was doing these things that they would need to be done if they were dating themselves, but I didn't need a clean house. I can care less about a clean house. I care about your tone when you talk to me, right? I care about us being near each other. So I feel like some of you are going to communicate, and your person is just going to tell you, they're just going to spit it out. This is what I need. Your person may need something very different than what you need or what you thought you needed. And no woman is asking. Like, you are going to stand out because you're doing the work. You're putting the work in. You're like, well, how do you feel love? Like in a relationship, what is the most important thing? For me, the most important thing is that they're there. So because I know that, I never dated musicians when I was younger, or truck drivers when I was younger and out there, or people who travel a lot, because I don't want that. So like a truck driver may think, yeah, but I pay all the bills. I pay the mortgage, and you got all these clothes. It's like, yeah, that's what you want. That's not what I want. I would rather you be here and work at Target, and be near me and us come through it together, than for you to be gone and I'm, by myself in this big house. So that's the first thing I see. The next thing I see here in this spread is I get a real strong vibe of thoughtfulness. And I told you guys this in the other video. The rule of thumb is don't get in a man's bed before you're in a man's head, right? I mean, hopefully you're not exchanging those type of spiritual connections without a commitment. But this is 2022, and the least, like, for those of you who are sexually progressive, if you're wondering when should you go to bed, wait until he is demonstrating that he's thinking about you through his thoughtfulness, and not through dinner and a movie and some flowers, because that doesn't take a lot of thoughtfulness. Like, I gave you guys this example at the other video. I was dating these two guys, and one took me out to dinner for my birthday, but the other one gave me a journal. Right? That took time. See, for somebody to be thoughtful, they are listening to your authentic self. They're taking in what you are saying, and then they're responding with gestures, emotional feedback, or gifts. So for him to give me a journal for my birthday, that meant he was listening to maybe what I said in passing one day, how much I like to journal. And I don't have one, but I'm going to get one real soon. And we, took some shots and forgot all about the conversation. But he was listening because he cared. And sometimes people, like when a guy is getting to the point where he's trying to impress you by his recollection of the things that you have told him. Are you guys hearing me good enough? Right. Are you guys hearing me okay? Hey, Lady Sunstress. If a guy is gotten to the point, or a woman, where they're trying to impress you with their level of thoughtfulness, that's when it's time to, maybe have the conversation of, well, are you seeing other people? Because see, you can't hide thoughtfulness. I know I can't. I have, like if I'm not really feeling somebody, I have to force myself to be thoughtful. But if I'm feeling them and they say something in passing, I can't wait to do something to make their lives a little better, or to demonstrate my feelings for them, you know. So yeah, I definitely feel like some of you are either thoughtful and that's why the younger person likes you, or this is why you like the younger person, because maybe they're thoughtful, right? And maybe they really know how to consider your needs, you know. Like maybe your needs are is closeness, but maybe his needs are cooperation and health. Maybe you might be dating someone who really wants a health partner, and they want somebody to make smoothies and go jogging with them, to experience life through a health and fitness type of lens. You got to get to know who your person is. Now, I feel like many of you are dispelling a lot of either feminist kind of talk, or uh, anti-feminist talk. I feel like you're trying to find your truth. You're going through tradition all the way to feminism, and you're trying to find out, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. Like some of you already have been socialized to understand, know, and recognize that the opposite sex or whoever you're dating, they have needs just like you do. And a lot of times these people are going to be with the person that meets their needs the best. And you are definitely in front of the run when you ask, because most people just don't have that level of maturity. What do you need? When you saw yourself dreaming about a happily ever after, what was in that picture? Like, what were you feeling? What exactly was that woman doing for you? What exactly was that man doing for you? What did you feel? Who are you? What do you want? And that would make you more competitive than a BBL. You know what I mean? That would make you more competitive. I mean, because those type of augmentations are usually for women who are of the evening. I mean, not all the time, but a lot of times they do it because they're dancers or stuff. So, and after a while, how somebody looks, you kind of get over that. And it really is who is genuinely in front of me. And it's a wonderful feeling when somebody cares about you. So I feel like, Geminis, you are getting ready to move into a new spectrum with a person that you're dating. Like things are going to be changing. All right. You could usually been with people who didn't really tell you how they feel or what they needed or what they wanted. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Right. Thank you. Maybe you guys were dealing with people who weren't really telling you what you want. But I feel like some of you are going to be moving into actually working on a relationship. You see how this person is working? See, there's the falling in love where it's really about you and, how you're feeling, and the kind of chemicals that this person is making you feel. But then when you start working on a relationship, as you guys know, it's about your partner and what are your needs? What do you see in 2 to 3 years? Because sometimes you got to do shit you don't want to do when you're working on a relationship. Everybody is not here. Okay, a lot of people are here, they just want to fuck, they just want to hook up and fuck. But and that's because they're not really feeling the relationship. But see, what I see is that somebody is going to be revealing themselves because the moon is reversed. And that's how you know that a man is taking you seriously, and a woman too. Because, like if somebody is revealing how they feel, or you guys are taking it to see, if somebody is just seeing you as a side chick, a side dick, they're not going to go there emotionally with you. Because why? I'm not feeling you like that, right? I'm not going to tell you my dreams, my desires, my wants. We're going to talk about fucking, and we're going to go to the hotel, or we're going to do what we do. If you want to tell yourself something else, you go right ahead. But I feel like some of you, because you have shown this person that maybe you are the kind of person, or this could be vice versa too, Geminis, okay? but either your person is showing you that they care about your needs, and like and that they're an adult who cares about themselves, but they also are a wife who cares about what her husband needs, or they also are a husband who genuinely cares. I feel like some of you are going to know that your person is taking you more seriously, because either the Gemini is going to start revealing himself, herself, or your person is going to start saying, like, I know there's this person who was really into me, and they used to want to argue, and I was not into them enough to argue. I didn't care. I didn't have any enough emotions invested to argue with them, because I just didn't give a fuck. Right. Like if I'm not really into someone and they want to get to an emotion, they want to talk about how they feel and their feelings. And it's like, wait a minute. First of all, that takes a lot of effort and energy. And so if I'm not feeling you like that, I can't fake that type of conversation, you know? So if a man is going there with you, and he may not be able to articulate like a woman, because they don't have our skill set, uh, our ability to articulate emotions. They have not mastered that like we have. But if he's trying, like if he's like, so, if you say you hurt me, and then he goes to that place with you and really try to understand, what did he do? And let's come out of this and try and find some type of resolution. Like if he's willing to go to that hard place emotionally with you, he cares a lot. Not only does he care, because you can be married to someone who doesn't care about you, but he's like becoming emotionally. I feel like some of you are going to go on an emotional level with the guy. Like it started with sex. All right, the Ace of Wands is passion. Ooh, Jesus, I feel dizzy. Ooh, oh, maybe it's this scent. What is that? What is this? It's island nectar. It sure is fucking strong. Um, yeah, I feel like it's gonna move from sex to emotional disclosure. And they're gonna feel like they can talk to you because either you have shown them a level of maturity where you have invited them to a platform where they can honestly be their genuine self and express what their needs are, and you show up like an adult and respond. I mean, that's a person that wants a relationship with you, right? You show you are relationship material when you can do that. So some of you are moving from being very independent and just kind of doing and coming as you want to working on a relationship. And as you can see, it this person is putting in time, effort, and energy, which is what it really takes to make a relationship work. And that's another way that cross watcher if a Gemini is really into you, because when somebody is into you, they're going to give you their time. Money is much easier to give than time. Like somebody can pay half the mortgage and pay for your school and pay for this, and that don't mean nothing. But to give somebody, especially a Gemini, because they got two motherfuckers that they're dealing with, and they both want to do some shit. So if they're giving you some of that time, right? Oh, you are huge. The more time that the Gemini gives you, the more important you are to them. Okay, because they are very persnickety about their time. Now, the only exception to this is if this person ain't got shit jumping off in their life. Like they just laying up someplace and they lay up wherever they can lay up. Now that's different. But you when somebody is into you, they're gonna give you time. They're gonna make time for you. You're not gonna hear things like I'm busy, right? You're not gonna hear that kind of stuff. Yeah, see, they're saying my time is my money. People are saying my time is my money, right? So I feel like some of you are wondering how important you are to someone. And I just kind of feel like for others of you, you're dealing with someone who is just not mature enough to know that other people besides them have needs in a relationship. And that your job in a relationship, or one of the things that makes you competitive from other men or other women, is that knowledge that your partner has needs, and you're going to find out what they are and do a good damn job in meeting them because you care for this person and you want them to be a mate. Now, some people want a ring, they want a commitment, they want monogamy, but they don't want to give a fuck about your needs. They don't want to hear about them. They don't want you to express them. They don't want to talk about it, right? I remember one time in this business lecture class, this leadership class I took, the leaders were actually, they actually said, make some time for the people who really love you to give you critical feedback. Just like allow somebody who you really trust to criticize you, and listen to what they say, because it's hard. That's hard. That's particularly hard for water signs, but Gemini, Libras, and Aquariuses, I think we can handle it. But especially if it's logical and it makes sense and it's not just some bullshit that's coming from some emotional place, right? So I feel like some of you are wanting to know, how does the Gemini feel about you? And there are several things going on. In some cases, the Gemini is just too self-absorbed to be in a relationship. They're just too narcissistic. They don't understand you have needs. They're not very thoughtful. They're just a real self-absorbed human being, which means that they're not really capable of having a functional relationship. And these selfish people really expect somebody to want to be in a relationship with them. Like, why on earth would I commit to a selfish person when I can go and be with a nice lady who cares about my lipids and my heart issues and my vitamins and what I need to eat and what the doctor says. There's some bitches that don't give a fuck about that, child. They trying to get the bag. And so, yeah, so I really feel like, when people say, well, what is this younger person? Like, I saw this Gemini couple on TikTok yesterday, and he's 22 with blue eyes and real good looking, and she's 42 and she's heavy set, right? Well, you know what? I see here. She listens to him, and she reveals how she feels, or he reveals how he feels to her. I feel like she cares about his needs. Like if he said something like, I mean, you know when somebody cares about you and what you need. A lot of times people are in relationships with themselves. They are going to give the other person what they need in a relationship if they were dating themselves. And so a lot of times, these guys or these women, they're feeling like they're with this selfish asshole, and the selfish asshole doesn't understand why nobody wants to commit. Why would somebody want to commit to someone who doesn't see them? You don't see me. You just see you and what's going on with you in this relationship as it relates to me. It's all about you. It's not about how did you sleep? How was your day? What's going on with you? What's on your mind? What are you needing? See, now one thing that my partner needs that I don't, but one thing that Tony really, 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 really needs is a clean house. Like he needs it. I mean, not want it, but it's a need. This motherfucker literally loses his mind when there is just a house that is disheveled. I don't like to clean, right? But this is what my partner needs. So I'm going to get up off my fat ass and go into the kitchen and, put up the dishwasher, put up the dishes and make up our bed and vacuum a little bit, do the little things because he does most of the cleaning, but I can do little things because that's what he needs. That's what he needs. And then when I do those little things, he's so loving and he gives me money and he gives me money when I'm in need, and it's like, damn, all that just because I made the bed. Shit. Okay. Whatever. Whatever. You know. So I feel like if you are in competition with the Gemini and you want to know why did your person choose the Gemini over you, that is the answer. It looks like the Gemini is very thoughtful with your person, and that really touches this person. They're thoughtful. They are showing this person that they are literally, because see what thought see usually what thoughtfulness says is, I'm obsessed with you. I can't get you out of my mind. I can't stop thinking about you. And I'm just constantly trying to find ways to show you how special I think you are. I may not be able to say it because it might be too new, but I can show you that I've paid attention to you. I know that you said that you were interested in these new bottles for the baby, or I don't know. I heard you when you said that you don't have enough silverware. And, because like thoughtfulness is 50 times more special than to me. Like you heard me, right? I mean, because you are meeting a deep need. You're meeting a need on a real deep level. See, you're going higher than the rest of the girls or the rest of the boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to your needs, because you can do without your wants, but you can't do without your needs. See, a real pretty girl might come along and switch her hips, and you think about all the needs that's being met at home. It's hard to leave when needs are getting met. It's real hard. And some people know that, and they compete on that level, right? Like if you're not drop dead gorgeous, you can compete on the level of meeting their needs, and you meet them better than anybody else because you have enough common sense to ask. All right. Hell yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, I have Scorpio rising, so it's the going deep for me. Yeah. Okay. All right. What do you mean by that? Thank you. Yes, if you feel like you're learning something, you most certainly can give a super chat. There is a little dollar pad down there, and you can show some love here. I don't know why only the guy readers get love. I don't know why they don't show women readers love like they do the men. So that's pretty much what I see. Some of you are going to be like literally getting out of this whole doctrine that maybe somebody has taught you, that men needs don't matter and all you need to do is to have a fat ass. Well, if the only thing you can offer a man is a fat ass and some food, then I mean, what is so exceptional about that? I mean, that is pretty common. But if you can offer this Gemini man, let's say, I can listen, I can be thoughtful because I'm going to really listen to what you say. And I am going to show you thoughtfulness in a way that a person who is not interested can't fake. You can't fake thoughtfulness. I mean, you can to a certain extent. But yeah, thoughtfulness basically when you first meet someone and you're feeling them, you're obsessed with them. You can't stop thinking about them, and so you want to do little things to show them how much you appreciate them or how much you're thinking about them. And then as the relationship get established, the thoughtfulness might kind of stop a little bit because now okay, this is a relationship, I'm in it, it's secure, and I but yeah, thoughtfulness sometimes show just how obsessed somebody is, you know. So now, if in fact you are single, remember these things, because I feel like there could be a younger person that's coming in your life and they may not be able to articulate these things that I just said. But I'm curious to know how many of you were taught, whether it was verbally or you just kind of felt it in the air, that men's needs really didn't matter. Like maybe they want sex or money, but how many of you were taught, maybe through movies, through your hood, your that men's needs just didn't matter as much as women's needs? How many of you were taught that? How many of you were taught that women, that your needs were more, that men's needs were not as important as women's needs? Okay, you were taught that, yeah, like men didn't have feelings, right? You were taught that men didn't have feelings, and they do. And not only feelings, but they have needs too. And yeah, you want to be that kind of woman that can, all right, enough with the birthdays, because I'm about to shut this chat down in a minute. Okay, so in the Caribbean, you were taught the opposite, that it was all about the men. Interesting. Yeah, it's not like that in America for a lot of us. I can't speak for everybody, but yeah, it definitely was not. Yeah, but you're right. It definitely was taught that. Yeah. So if in fact you have been taught the opposite, that it was all about the men's needs, and you're dating a Gemini, maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the Gemini woman is feeling like for the first time they have a man who is concerned about their needs too. See, this could be vice versa. And maybe the Gemini is liking this older man because maybe the older man is showing thoughtfulness. Okay. And maybe the Gemini is feeling that it's okay to have for a woman to express her needs. You could be, for the first time, you could be the younger person who's dating an older person who is caring about your needs and showing you thoughtfulness, you know? Okay. Okay, so she's saying they act like they don't have needs, and that's what makes it hard. You're absolutely right, bright minds. That's why those of you who know that they have needs, despite how they act, you will be put on a hierarchy if you're dating this guy, because you, unlike the other girls that he's dating, ask him about his needs. You actually care about. Some men look at marriage as duty, like the wife takes care of the husband's needs and the husband takes care of the wife needs, and they don't consider love at all, right? That was my grandparents. They stayed together for 56 years. Nobody, she said in their day, nobody talked about fucking love. It was like, can you meet the needs better than the other? I mean, you know what I mean? I need to see my mom once a week. Can you drive me there? You know, I need to, whatever the needs are, you got to find out what they are, because everybody is different. I have a girlfriend and her Virgo husband, child, no. Her Aries husband really needs sex a couple of times a week. I'm not a couple of times a week. Like if she doesn't have sex that day, he will not be speaking to her. So, and she's down with sex like that too. But she says there are times that she will have sex with him just so that they don't argue. But that is a very serious need for him. And because his wife meets it so well, he doesn't normally go outside of the relationship for it. So, yeah. So either you are asking, you may not even be aware of the fact that you're doing this. You could just be having conversation, and actually you're asking this person what they needed. You know what? I got this, I did this reading last night. You guys, I don't know if you've seen on the community post, I had posted, I text a number and said if you needed a reading, you could call that number. So somebody called me at 2 o'clock in the morning, or texted 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was up. And it was a white lady in Pennsylvania, and it was really interesting. She was a Leo, and I never had never been asked that question before. But she said, "I'm interested in someone, and I'd like to know what he needs." What he needs? Yeah, what does he need in order to feel like he wants to go forward and that he's loved? And it told her, it was like, oh, well, he needs to feel like he can pick you up when you're sad. He needs to feel like he's your rock. He needs to feel like you're vulnerable. And then there was another chick whose man needed to know that she was strong and that she could hold down the fort if something happened to him. So that's his everybody's needs are different. And that's what happened during COVID. During COVID, he lost his job. They had this real expensive house, and she's kept her body up, for a long time. So she just started an OnlyFans account. And during COVID, people who was on OnlyFans were making like $10,000 a month. So, child, she went in there for her family and did what she needed to do, and saved the house and saved the cars. And now he's back up on his feet, and she stopped the OnlyFans, and now she's doing hair again. So, like, that was one of the things that he loved about her, that, she had the strength to handle shit when it was very serious, like when he was down. So I'm going to conclude by saying, Geminis, go ahead and either tell your person what you need. I'm not sure which side you're on like Nubian king, Nubian effect. She's on the opposite side. Where she comes from, it was all about what a man needs, right? Modern women in America are not like that. Some of us were taught that, especially if you have a Christian background, that it's what the woman and child needs, and some of us just don't know that we have needs, period. You ain't never even heard about some shit like that. I actually heard that from a psychologist. Psychologist said some people are not even aware of the fact that they have needs. They don't even know. Like this, I was listening to this. I was telling you the other sign about this the other day, child. This woman, I swear to God, I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad if this is you too, but it startled me. But this woman, sure enough, told me that she don't drink water because she don't like it. She said she don't drink water because she don't like it. I said, child, are you crazy? It's a need. Water ain't about how you feel about water. You some people don't even know they have needs. Child. Some people don't even know that they have needs. So it's not, let me get some water. So it's not like they are not trying to take care of your needs, but they don't know. Yeah. They don't even know that they have needs. But some of you, most of you, many of you will be entering into a relationship where you guys are going to be working on the relationship. Yes, I remember that I said her pussy stank. Nene, I can't let that be on the air. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, we have needs. You have needs. You need to know what your needs are. I have a very strong need for touch. Like I need a lot of touch. And so, I get it and it makes me feel good. And the more touch, like the more massages that I have, and the more I'm touched, the warmer I am, the happier I am. When I take the time to just even touch my own body, when I go into a bathtub where there's oil, especially if I put oil in the bathtub, like baby oil or a virgin olive oil, and it just sticks to your skin because I feel touched. Um, yeah. So, do you guys know what your man needs? You listen, don't assume to know. And if it's vague, be the bitch that's clear. Because while all these other women are trying to be good in bed and cook and clean, that may not have anything to do with what he needs. That may not have nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? All right, I have a reading. Looks like somebody booked. I'm gonna have to go. And let me see, what time is it? How are they able to do that? Okay. Yes. And right, right. And you know that it's time to start asking those kind of questions. When it's time to start, having those kind of questions is when he's kind of being thoughtful to you. He's showing through his behavior, through his actions that he listens to you. When you guys are not together, you see how he communicates or how she communicates. It's not just men, it's women too. In fact, I was looking at these things on YouTube where all these men propose to these women who flat out said no. One girl was like, oh, one girl was getting proposed to and the damn baby dropped on the floor off the crib, off the stroller. Why the fuck was the baby on top of the goddamn stroller anyway? But he proposed to her and the damn baby fell flat. And so the baby was screaming in the middle of the proposal. But yeah, there was a whole bunch of women that said no to the men that were proposing to him. I never thought I would see that day. I never thought I would see that day. Yeah, the real Astia, we don't need to hear that shit. Just bounce. I don't need to hear that shit. Don't nobody give a fuck. Yeah, isn't that embarrassing? Oh, there are a whole lot of YouTube videos on marriage proposals where the woman says no. I never knew that existed. But yeah, some of the women run. One guy, he was the youth pastor, and there in the background it said Jesus lives, and he got on the ground, and I mean he told the whole congregation how much he loved this woman, and it'd been a year and a half, and and this and that and all this kind of bullshit. And I oh yeah, he told this person all this, how it's been a year and all this kind of stuff, and went down on one knee and uh what is that called? Proposed to her, and she said, "I'm so sorry, no," and ran out. So it's not just men, Hey, Robin. All right. All right. So now let's look at, oh, really? All right. Let's look at the sun. Oh, something fell. What fell? Oh, a fool. An Aquarius fell. Anybody dealing with the damn Aquarius? An Aquarius is acting upside down. Some of you are in relationships that are going to make you feel solid and grounded. All right. And I feel like some of you might be doing too much. You might need to get into your feminine energy a little bit more. Okay. You might be doing too much. I do feel like somebody is playing chess with you. Uh, and I feel like today, I feel like I feel like you're happy because I feel like you guys know what it takes to make a relationship work, or that's the direction that you're going in, or there's somebody who's coming into your life who cares about your needs. It's like they just have, either you have great relationship skills or they have great relationship skills. But if you're seeing someone who is younger, this younger person is choosing you because they feel like the people around their age is not able to love them the way that you are, right? Yeah. So yeah, these people come in and assume that everybody in the world believes the Bible. Everybody doesn't see the Bible as the final authority. There are Muslims and Buddhists, and interestingly enough, no other religion comes in and quotes from their book of worship, like the Quran or the Mormons, about how their particular religion sees the tarot. We don't give a fuck, right? If this is not for you, then go to some Christian websites and do your thing there, child. But no Mormons have ever been in, no Wiccans, no Buddhists, no Muslims. They've never come over here to push their God on us. Just Christians. Yeah. So, and one thing that if you knew who your God was, you would know that He is the ultimate God of freedom to choose. That is the epitome of to me what God is about. You are free to choose. You can go this way, you can go that way, you can go up, you can go down, you can study money and become rich, you can study relationships and have a good marriage. You know, I was doing a reading for this girl the other day, and she was crying about relationships. And hey, Queen, she was crying about relationships, and she was crying that her marriages. Okay, I hear you. She was crying about relationships, but mock lachi, that is kind of how I am, honey. I'll stop and talk, and then I'll get back. And some of these people have been rocking with me for years. He gives us free will. But she was crying about how she's never going to be married, and she was crying. And I mean, the first time anybody had ever broken down during the reading, and I was like, "Well, child, what books have you been reading about marriage that you feel are not helping you?" She said, "I've never read a book about marriage." And she was a nurse. She was a nurse. So I said, "Now, how would you feel if I broke down and cried and said to you, I'm just miserable that I've never become a nurse?" And you say, "Well, did you study it?" And I say, "Well, no." I remember when I was living in the homeless shelter and I was very poor and I was driving a Saturn, and it was around the town car because honestly, it couldn't go on the freeway, child. I just took that car to the grocery store, to the recovery meetings, to friends down the street house, not too far though, okay, and back home. And I started studying money, and I started studying about how to invest and wealth and stuff like that. And then my finances changed. So, yes, some people need to study relationships, how to be a good wife, if that's what you want. If that's what you want, everybody don't want that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I totally love Jesus, but there's a time and a place for that, and we're all adults here. And I remember I had went to this. Your reading is actually over. I'm just going to tell you what I see being extended, but I remember I went to this 12-step meeting, and it was a 12-step meeting about something, and people were being very explicit about their situations in the 12-step meetings. And this born again Christian was just every 3 minutes he would just share about how uncomfortable he was about people sharing their explicit experiences, and how uncomfortable he was. And the room was kind of full of Caucasians, and nobody said anything. They just kind of just took it. And the guy who was talking was a black guy. And some of the Caucasian people felt like they couldn't really express themselves, because after they expressed themselves, this really holy, he went with white girls, but this really are holier than thou Christian black guy was going to make them feel like shit. So finally I said, there are 12-step programs that are Christian based that you can go to. This is not one of them. This is not a Christian based AA meeting. If it was AA, this is not a Christian based cocaine anonymous meeting. I never tried coke, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, what? So yeah, and so yeah, so anyway, yeah, this is not a Christian base group. So I just said, why don't you go, if we are offending you, honoring our constitutional rights to freedom of religion, then why don't you go to a place that doesn't offend you? It's like you want all of us to convert to your religion when your God has given us the freedom to choose whether we want to worship it, worship him, worship Buddha, worship Tuda, worship Wicca, worship the microphone, worship whatever, worship Nisha and Daishonin. Your God gave us the choice to do that. So, yeah, he didn't like that too much. He did not like that at all. But yeah, you have no right to come into someone else's decision about what their religion is, and say, well, you should believe what God says. You should believe what Allah says. You should believe what Buddha says. Says who? What if I don't believe in Buddha? I mean, just because you come and quote what Buddha says, don't mean that I feel like, oh my God, I better do what Buddha says, because Buddha may not mean nothing to me. And for some reason, the only group of people that don't seem to understand that are these white ring Christians. Everybody else don't shove their religion down nobody else's throat. You know? Right. You know? Yeah. And you know what, Christy? And it's wonderful that God wants us to have our highest good. And you're absolutely right. But I got the right to be wrong. I got the right to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? All right. So WLN, I know that that's a station somewhere in Chicago. Is it? All right. I don't know. So those were the letters. All right. So see, when I push it back, that's when we start having problems. So I better leave it alone. So we are going to do an extended reading now. And I know you do, Christy. You've been rocking with me for a long time. Ooh, look at the bottom. We have temperance. So some of you are going to be in a much better place emotionally. Queen Intuitive L, you got a Gemini placement, or does your boyfriend? Some of you are going to be at a much better place emotionally. Some of you have been drinking too much, and you might need to calm down with the alcohol. All right. But some of you are definitely in relationships that are divinely orchestrated, and relationships that will be here for a long time. All right. Oh, I have a reading to do. Okay, I gotta go. So let's do this. So this is for Gemini. I did a reading, you guys, for, who was it? I did Scorpios, and it said, what does your person secretly need from you? Oh, okay. Oh, your best friend is a Gemini. Okay. Yeah. Okay, bright minds. That's cool. I love talking to Geminis. Be prepared to be talking to me for a while, child. The girl was trying so hard to get off the phone last night, and I just kept keeping the girl on, and I just wanted to talk. I was like, and you know what else? Yes, sunshine. Okay, yeah. But this is another thing that happened, and she's like, oh God. You've been drinking since the pandemic, child. Well, my thing is this: if you want to go down the wrong path and get all fucked up, you might as well just start an OnlyFans. I mean, for real. I mean, sell your feet pictures, or do some twerking. If you gonna be drunk, you might as well be drunk and get money. That's how I see it, child. Let's see. How much money would you make from an OnlyFans account? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, with the King of Swords. So it depends on how much time, effort, and energy you give to it. But it looks like finances will be changing, child. But you might got a man that want to put it on a hold, or might not make, I don't know. It might be you. You say the baby laughing at me, that old pretty baby. Y'all should see Queen Intuitive L's pretty ass baby. So pretty. Gorgeous baby. All right. So, yeah. So who was that who said they're drinking too much? Girl, if you're going to be drunk, you might as well be drunk on OnlyFans. You can be drunk and poor, or you can be drunk and rich. Which do you prefer? Chat. All right. Ooh, the King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Right? Somebody could be your husband, or, All right, Geminis, you guys are going to pick a number, 1, 2, or 3, and the number that you choose is going to be the column that we read from, and it's going to be the column that we find out how your person is feeling about you. Okay? All right, so 1, 2, or 3. This is how your person is feeling about you. I was drinking, not drinking to get drunk. Yeah. You know what? Alcoholism is very patient, and it's very sneaky. It doesn't tell you that it's sneaking up on you like other drugs. You can literally see yourself going crazy on crack and fentanyl and stuff, but alcohol, you don't see it happening. It's just one day you wake up and it's over. All right, so we have 3, 2, 3. Okay, who won, you guys? 30 years sober. All right, Alex. I am seeing two. How many twos? One. Who won, y'all? I need somebody to tell me who won. Do y'all think that Red Bulls killed Kevin Samuels? Because somebody's telling me not to drink them anymore because they killed Kevin Samuels, Chad. You say 2-1? Okay. 2-1. Okay. All right. So what does it take? What does it take to land your person? I saw in one reading, it took the person being threatened by another person. Yeah. It took a person. Okay. In order to like get your person, they needed to feel competition. I don't know if they had Aries in them or if that's just human nature. Is that human nature? Because I've seen babies playing and being just fine. And then the mother picks up another baby, and then all of a sudden the baby gets jealous. And the baby wasn't even thinking about it. Taurine is deadly? Yeah. Oh, that was the Pisces thing that I said? All right, Treasure, you go, girl. Okay, so what does it take to win your person's heart? Okay. Now, you guys may not know this, but the tarot is broken down into two parts: the major arcana and the minor arcana. And arcana means secret. So these are secrets. Like, okay, I know I keep veering off, but so I had got an eviction note. No, I got a note that said I could not renew my lease. So it wasn't an eviction. It said that they were not welcoming me to renew my lease, but it was a beautiful piece of property, and nothing else in the Houston area was taking Section 8 that looked that pretty, because I had looked for 6 months. So I didn't want to leave, especially because of some bitches in the office, right? So I did a reading and I said, what if I called their bosses? And the cards were like, nothing is going to happen. I said, what if I called the corporation? The card said, nothing is going to happen. I said, what if I called HUD? The card said, you will be able to stay there if you called HUD. So I called HUD and I told HUD, I don't know why they were afraid of HUD, but they were afraid of HUD. Housing, urban, HUD, housing, HUD. Urban housing, I don't know, but those bitches in the office, when HUD got on the phone, everything changed. They typed out my what's that called? They typed out my my lease agreement, and then when I was at Section 8 and I said something disrespectful to a girl, and the supervisor said that they took my Section 8 from me because I was disrespectful, and I can go to a hearing if I wanted to. I called HUD and told HUD what happened, and I was called back into the office and given my voucher after I called HUD. I don't know what the fuck HUD is, but these Section 8 people and these people that do the housing authority people, they are afraid of HUD. When HUD calls, everybody moves. All right? All right. Now, so what is it going to take to get this person? All right. Will you marry this person? Is this the person you're going to marry? Right? All right. Will you marry soon? Okay. Is there someone else that's a threat? Okay. Just because there's someone else don't mean that they're a threat, right? Because I mean, she could be the Tuesday girl. All right. Now, does the Gemini have someone else that's a threat? All right. how does your person feel about you? All right, Gemini. So, how does your person feel about you? How does Gemini feel about you? And what is the outcome? All right. So, we ran out of cards for number 3. We ran out of cards for number 3. So you guys are going to get the answer on how your person is viewing you. All right. Because we ran out of cards for number 3. So I don't have any more cards to read. So you're going to have to choose again. And this is how your man or how your person is viewing things with you right now. All right. Thank you so much, JK. Thank you, Chad, JK Chad. How you doing, Chad? Lord, JK, I've been thinking about you, Chad. So listen, you see, I have okay. All right, let's do this. All right, yeah, 1, 2, or 3. Yes, thank you for the donation, JK. So it looks like 2 has won. Has 2 won? Yes? 2. Yes, 2 won. Okay. All right. Now listen to this. Top or bottom? You're going to choose your own card. So this is number 2. Do you want the answer to how your person is viewing you come from the top or from the bottom? Top, top, top. How many readers do we have in here? All right. So here is the card that is reflecting how your person is seeing you. Whoa, the 7 of coins. So how do you readers read the 7 of coins? All right. So readers, tell the people how you see the 7 of coins. So I see the 7 of coins as personally, I see it as a long-term investment. I see that you're a TikTok reader, really? The 7 of coins, not the 7 of cups, the 7 of coins. Not the 7 of cups, the Nubian kings, creating stability. Okay, that's a great way to read that. Creating stability. It could mean seeing the results of efforts and time and energy that you have spent investing in something. And now you're seeing the results of your labor, that things have changed. Yes, things have changed. They see you as an investment. And okay, that's good, Queen. They see you as being an investment over time, which is why I normally give this like a long, investment over time. Yes, ready to come back to reap harvest in relationships. Love it. Love it. Anything else? Yes, I love it, Sam. I am. Yeah, someone seeing. Yeah, that's a great because usually that's exactly what's happening on that card, Queen. Someone is just looking at what they've invested and seeing what comes next. Yeah, so someone is looking at you as this is a good investment. And you want a man thinking like that. You do. I mean, you could like a woman or it could be other way around. It's just like my analytics show that like 98% of the viewers are women. So you men who get mad, you say, you don't, are there any men here? See, let me see. Are there any men in the room? I'm going to show you. Child, ain't no men in here. And they like, you be acting like there ain't no men in here. Is there any men in here? Ain't nobody said a word, child. No, it's 7 of Pentacles. Oh, I see. Yes. Okay. Yes. Queen. So yeah, I definitely feel like you they definitely feel like you are worth an investment. And why is that? Because some of you, what did we say earlier? What did you guys remember? Did anybody tell me why your person was liking you? How many of you guys remember what were some of the things that they liked about you? You were able to determine their what? And you were also what? There, it was two words. You were able to determine their what? And you also showed what? Who was listening? Don't cheat. Don't, yes, their needs. So they feel like you are the kind of woman or man that are above all else because you're able to focus in on what they need, you know? It's like I was talking to my brother, who I am so embarrassed to repeat this, but he's always had multiple women, right? But he got this one chick now named Tamika. And I said, well, who else do you have? He said, I be trying to cheat, but she takes such good care of me that I be forgetting to call the bitches back. I be trying to cheat. Next thing I know, I'm getting a back rub. I'm trying to do some shit on the side. Next thing I know, I'm eating a good meal, or next thing I know, she looking good around the house. And he said, I just be like, fuck it. Let's just look at Netflix. Oh, I'm so sorry for the South Florida people who are going through a storm right now. But yeah, he was like, I be trying to, but she takes care of me so much that I be forgetting to. And yeah, I'm like, what? How the fuck do you forget about some new pussy? How is that possible? But I mean, and don't feel bad if that's not your experience, but she listens to him, and she's like a wife. She's really a wife. And but that don't got nothing to do with it, because you can be all those things and still have a man that just has a very high nature, and a man who's going to do what he wants to do, and it has nothing to do with you per se. He knows where to put that situation, because he knows. But if you do have someone who is younger than you, they see you again as somebody who is an investment. Now, we are going to finish this reading at Vimeo and at my website. And we're going to take a look and see if you guys are going to get married. What does it take to win this person? How soon will you get married? We're going to ask, how does the family feel about you? Because that's really important. It looked like in the Scorpio reading, the family really liked the extended girl or man, whoever that was. All right. So come back and get this reading, especially if it resonated. Otherwise, you guys, if you want a reading, this lady keeps on contacting me and telling me the status of her getting the money to do a reading, and that is not necessary. I don't need to know all that. Child. Okay. So yeah, if you want a reading, she said text me later. Okay, I'm going to give you this number. It's 470. It's a Google number, 835-7099. And you are welcome. And you can get a $40 reading for 10 minutes. Okay, for this promotion. All right. I don't think I'm saying that anywhere else. So I guess they have to look at this video and stay to the end to see it. All right. All right. Thank you all for being here. Love you, Geminis. I appreciate all you guys for being here. And if you need longer, we can do longer. All right. Is today Friday? Is it? What is today, you guys? Have a great weekend. It is Friday. What? Oh, it is. Thank you. Take care. Love you guys. Come back and get the extended, and God bless.